Good evening, I'm Ryan, and welcome to NFL Trending, where we bring you the latest headlines, bold takes, and stories that are driving the conversation around the National Football League. Tonight, we begin with one of the loudest voices in sports media once again stirring controversy. That's right, Skip Bayless has made another wild claim, this time involving Shedeur Sanders, following the Cleveland Browns' loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, if you've followed Skip Bayless over the years, you know he doesn't hold back. He's made a career out of strong, often polarizing opinions. And after the Browns dropped a tough one against their AFC North rivals, Bayless turned the spotlight not on Deshaun Watson, not on Joe Burrow, but on Shedeur Sanders, the Colorado quarterback and son of Deion Sanders. Yes, the same Shedeur Sanders who has not yet even declared for the NFL draft. Bayless suggested on his show that the Browns' performance was so uninspiring at quarterback that Cleveland should already be considering Shedeur as their future. According to Bayless, Shedeur Sanders is, quote, more NFL ready right now than some of the starters we're watching on Sundays. That's a bold statement, and it has sparked plenty of conversation across the football world. To provide context, the Browns' offense struggled mightily against the Bengals. Deshaun Watson threw for under 200 yards, turned the ball over, and failed to capitalize on key drives. Cleveland's defense kept them in the game, but once again, quarterback play was under the microscope. That's the backdrop for Bayless's comments, which essentially claim that Shedeur Sanders, still playing college ball, could step in today and do a better job. Shedeur, of course, has been one of the most talked about quarterbacks in college football. At Colorado, he has shown poise, accuracy, and leadership well beyond his years. His connection with his father, Coach Prime, has made him a household name, and scouts are already projecting him as a future first-round pick. But Skip Bayless's claim takes things to another level, suggesting not only that Shedeur will succeed in the NFL, but that he's already better than current starters like Watson. Naturally, this claim has divided opinion. Some fans argue that Bayless is just doing what he always does, making provocative statements to drive debate. Others, however, point to Shedeur's skill set and composure under pressure as signs that he could indeed translate quickly to the pro level. Let's break it down further. Shedeur Sanders brings a calmness to the pocket that coaches love. He has the accuracy to make all the throws, the athleticism to extend plays, and the discipline to read defenses. In college, he's demonstrated an ability to process the game quickly, something that separates good prospects from great ones. If you watched him lead Colorado in comeback efforts, you know he doesn't rattle easily. On the other hand, critics argue that Skip Bayless is leaping too far ahead. College football success doesn't always guarantee NFL readiness. The speed, complexity, and physical demands of the pro game are on a different level. Even the best prospects, from Trevor Lawrence to Andrew Luck, have faced steep learning curves in their rookie seasons. To suggest that Shedeur is already superior to an established NFL quarterback is, at best, premature. Still, the claim raises a fascinating question. Are teams like the Browns already thinking about their future at quarterback? Cleveland invested heavily in Deshaun Watson, both in draft capital and in contract guarantees, making it extremely unlikely they'd move on anytime soon. But NFL fans know, the league is ruthless when it comes to quarterback play. If you don't produce, the calls for change grow louder. Bayless may have exaggerated, but he tapped into a real frustration among Browns fans who are tired of waiting for stability under center. Meanwhile, the Bengals side of the story should not be ignored. Joe Burrow reminded everyone why Cincinnati remains a legitimate contender. His chemistry with Ja'Marr Chase was on full display, and the Bengals' offense executed with precision. While Bayless may have shifted the narrative toward Shedeur Sanders, the reality is this game once again showed why Burrow is among the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. For Cleveland, the painful truth is that their division rival seems set at quarterback for the next decade, while they continue to face questions. Back to Shedeur. The buzz around him isn't going away anytime soon. If he declares for the draft after next season, he could easily be a top 5 pick. Analysts love his fundamentals, his football IQ, and his leadership qualities. And being the son of Deion Sanders adds another layer. The spotlight has been on him since day one, and he has handled it with maturity. That's an underrated factor when projecting a player's ability to thrive in the NFL. Skip Bayless, of course, thrives in that same spotlight, often using it to amplify his takes to the extreme. Is this another case of Bayless overhyping a storyline for attention? Possibly. But it's working, because everyone's talking about it. Social media has been buzzing with debates, with some fans agreeing and others firing back with memes, statistics, and plenty of criticism. Once again, Bayless has succeeded in doing what he does best, making himself part of the story. For Shedeur Sanders, this moment adds to his growing legend. To be talked about as NFL ready before even declaring for the draft is rare. It speaks to both his talent and the media machine that surrounds him. Whether he ends up in Cleveland, another franchise, or stays in college another year, one thing is clear: the hype train isn't slowing down. So, what does this mean for the Browns? In the short term, not much. Deshaun Watson remains their starter, their investment, and their responsibility. But in the long term, Skip Bayless may have unintentionally spotlighted the larger issue. Cleveland has been chasing quarterback stability for decades, and fans are growing impatient. As we wrap up tonight's show, here's the bottom line: Skip Bayless's claim about Shedeur Sanders being NFL ready is wild, maybe even outrageous, but it touches a nerve. It forces us to ask whether the Browns, and other struggling teams, might one day turn to Shedeur as a potential savior. For now, it's speculation. But in the world of the NFL, speculation has a funny way of becoming reality. That's all from NFL Trending tonight. I'm Ryan, reminding you that in football, the takes are as fiery as the games themselves. Stay tuned for more updates, more debate, and more trending stories from across the league. Good night.